Morning YouTube, Sean from GM DRS TV, doing a little homespun adventure today. I literally left right from my house. Zero logistical shenanigans, which is always a fun enhancer. Gonna hit some epic gravel with a guy named Ryan that's literally right in my backyard. So stay tuned and hope you enjoy the ride. Alright, so I met up with Ryan. This is a Low Gap Park over there. It's a great place to start if you're going to do this. And we're heading up Low Gap Road there. Uncreatively named Low Gap because its summit is the lowest summit between the upper valley and the coast. But it's just an absolutely beautiful ride. Big event here last week called the Low Gap Grasshopper. And literally 500 people from all over the country came. We're lucky enough to, again, have it right in our backyard. Sort of past the first landmark, if you will, on Low Gap, which is called the First Cattle Guard, or First Guard. It's right over there. And just past there, you're going to see these signs that say, road not maintained during winter. And this is true. This, during the winter, this is normally a bit of a hog wallow. But right now, it's actually dusty, which is crazy for this time of year. But it's because the planet is ending. It's like supposed to be normally 40 degrees or something. This time of year it's 80 something. So, you know, might as well make the best out of our final days. We're grinding our way up Low Gap, and you're gonna see, if you ever do this, the bottom half is pretty much like pretty exposed oak woodland. So if you're ever gonna do it, know that. And it gets hot here, so do it early. We're getting to be about halfway now, and you can see it's starting to transition into Doug fir. And then pretty soon we'll go across what's called the Second Cattle Guard, and from there it really changes to being kind of a Doug fir redwood dominant forest. It's beautiful, and you'll see the dirt even changes with that transition. So one road, but it's got a lot of really nice variety that make it a fun and interesting outing. Okay, so we're at the I'd say sort of probably the biggest milestone on this climb, which is known as the Second Guard. It's where there was a second cattle guard on this climb, but it's mostly a out-of-date historical reference, because a lot of times you can't even see it, but today you can actually get just a little glimpse. So look, see, it's heavily embedded in the soil there. But when you go through here, this is like a little gap in Low Gap. So previously we were on the southern exposure, and now that's what's behind us. We're going to cross over here into the northern exposure, and from here, much wetter, different soil, big fat Doug fir and redwood. It's got a whole new personality from here on out. If you cross past the Second Guard and go about a mile, you can actually see Eagle Rock from behind. And the overall view here is just insane. That's Snow Mountain way out there with just a smidge of snow on it. It should be covered. But as I mentioned earlier, it is actually the end of humanity. So there's no snow this year. All right, so we're pretty much at the summit of Low Gap here. You can see it's kind of changing again, getting back into a little more mix of, there's some Doug fir, there's also some chaparral stuff. From here, it's a super chunky descent for about 3 miles. So I'm not gonna be taking any videos until we get to where we're going, which is known as the Trestle. I'll see you then. We're like probably like halfway down the back side of Low Gap. I just want to take a break. There is a little spur road right here. You can see this goes down to Masonite Road, which is where we're going to ride back. It just makes the loop basically 6 miles or so shorter if you want to do it. You can tell it's right across from this gate. But we're going to keep going and do sort of the full Monty of this. So this loop is called the Trestles loop, at least to me and my friends, and this is why we're at this big old trestle, and it goes over what's called Masonite Road, which is how we're going to get home. This is a private road, so if you ever want to ride it, you need to go to the office of, what's it called, Ryan?
What's that?
Mendocino Redwood? What's it called?
Mendocino Redwood?
Yeah, thank you. MRC, Mendocino Redwood Company. Go to their office, and you can actually get a pass. It's free, but they just want to make sure that if you die on their road, you don't try and own Mendocino Redwood Company or something to that effect. So you got to shine your life away, but for a free private highway in epic country, it's kind of not a better deal. This actually goes this direction to Ukiah, and if you go this way, it goes almost to the coast. It comes out where the North Fork of the Navarro ends, which is also just insanely beautiful. Maybe we'll do that a different day. It's pretty fun. Like Ryan and I both apparently love the same exact kind of riding, but our machines are like entirely opposite. I've basically got this like modern plastic robot. He's got the Soul Surfer over there. But this is what I love about bikes, right? I mean, this is actually how we met, was on Masonite Road.
It was.
Yeah. And I'm like, cool bike. He's like, no, you got a cool bike. I'm like, well, my cool bike has a flat. And he was nice enough to get me down the mountain. Ryan was just telling me about this cool beverage that he's been making. So, all right, Ryan, what do you got going
on? Hot inside of this insulated clean canteen.
Okay.
I fixed up some concoction, really, of black tea, this mixture of almond butter and maple syrup, and some almond milk to give it some more substance, carbohydrate, what have you, sugar, and still warm. And I keep it in the bottom bottle cage here.
Yep.
It's snugly right in there. Strap it down so it doesn't bounce all over. And instead of carrying a sandwich on these, shorter rides,
yeah,
I'll just, drink some of that with some bars, and that sort of gets me through it.
Sweet.
Good time.
And I mean, goes so good with your root beer brown steel machine. Then I got my plastic robot with some sort of unidentified chemical in my bottle. That's perfect. Right?
Yeah, well, I rock these too. These also help me get through it. Little inside of the
oh yeah, in the tip top.
In the tip top
okay,
is not actually a kit, but a salt stick.
Oh, there you go.
In the peach flavor.
It's actually sort of amazing in this area that just wasn't full of weed, honestly. But
yeah.
But yeah, so we're here. This is basically the halfway point. Oh my god, there's like this big butterfly zooming around. It's about, what, I think a 1,500 foot grind to that ridge, and then sort of a rolly downhill into town.
Yep. Last 12 miles are fast and
yeah, really nice.
Chill.
So off we go. All right, so we're on Masonite. I mean, come on, dude. We got a private highway through some unbelievable forest. It's called Masonite Road because the Masonite Corporation built this in its heyday. They were literally running hundreds of trucks a day down this, which was overwhelming the local roads. So yeah, red-tail hawk. So to resolve that conflict, they basically built their own highway. So this was a private road from Ukiah to the coast, and it's what they use for hauling their timber. You get the pass, you can ride this, but only on the weekends. But essentially, you ride this on the weekend, you've got this insane old rural road with essentially no cars. What a treat. So anyhow, we're heading up to the summit here, which is called Jack's Point. We think it's around 5 miles and around 1,200 feet of climbing or so. Again, in the summer, this can be really hot back here. So it's a nice kind of shoulder season activity. In February that wasn't part of the end of the planet, it'd be quite chilly back here, but it's unbelievably nice today. And we're just taking advantage of this insane little weather anomaly. My inner biologist has interrupted the ride for this moment. Look at this garter snake. I mean, it's literally, I don't know, 6 inches long, so small. I want to just get him out of the road because I don't want him to get squished. Move along, little dude. Sure, well, look at, I mean, pretty easy to miss. It's so dinky. Oh my God, so cute. All right, buddy, have a good day. All right, so we are at the top of the backside of Masonite. This is called Jack's Point right here. Insane view. This used to have a cool little memorial and stuff, but that's all been put away because we're not allowed to have nice things anymore. People had vandalized it, so the people on this property put it away. But the view is still epic, and you're now at the top. So from here, it's sort of a mixed surface descent. Super beautiful. Mostly paved, some gravel. And then we're gonna be back in town. So, I don't know, we just knocked that climb out. It really was not anything too horrendous. And again, it's beautiful. Okay, so we're at the upper gate on Masonite. Don't worry, this is how you go. It's kind of hard to see. You're kind of bombing down this thing and it's in the shadows, so definitely watch for it. Because legend has it that people have absolutely clothesline themselves on this thing, which would just be the most unimaginably savage bike accident of all time.
This is not moving.
Yeah, it's not moving. You are going to lose this fight. Try that. We're getting near the bottom of Masonite. There's 4 bridges. This is the lowest one. My kids used to call this Turtle Bridge because if you stop here on a warm day, there's a bunch of rocks down there, and it's pretty common to see some turtles chilling. This time of year, you can even sometimes see a steelhead down there. But beautiful country, not a single car. We actually saw a few other cyclists, which is kind of somewhat unusual for around here. And now we're, I don't know, 2 miles from town. It's just basically a mix of pavement and dirt all the way down, and it's fun. I mean, look at this. It's just crazy. Just endless mixed surface, downhill goodness. We're almost to town. I think I can smell beer. I'm not sure, but I'll find one, I know. Pretty much at the bottom of Masonite Road. You can see now it's ended this vineyard. Probably thinking it couldn't get any more scenic, but see, there it did. So to get back to Low Gap where we started, you need to cut through this vineyard, and you'll be pretty much right back. So here we go. We go down this main vineyard road, and everything's just fantastically green right now. This will end at a street called Despina, and you take Despina, you'll be right back at Low Gap. We're at the end of Despina, and you can see there's a Low Gap Park up there, which is where we started, and that's the ride. So thanks for coming along. We're gonna go fart around with bikes, and I'm gonna have a beer. So I'm back at the house all cleaned up, enjoying a beer. And I think one of the best ways for me to convey what sort of the big picture of this ride would be to recap this video with a quick summary on Relive. I tried starting one today, but it did not work. Fortunately, I had an older one. It's just important to know that the elevation in Relive is greatly exaggerated. This whole ride is about 37 miles, 3,800 feet of climbing, but I think watching it in Relive is a great way just to get a good feel of the overall layout and terrain. So off we go. I'll finish this video out with that, and if you like what you see, please hit the like button and think about subscribing. Thanks a bunch. We'll see you next time.